will also find it very interesting. With this, I think we'll commence today's proceedings. Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadananda Tirtha Bhagavat Padacharyobhyo Namo Namah Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodayastititolayan Niyati Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidataya Namo Namaste यो विप्रलिम्ब विपरीतम अतिप्रबोधान वादान नरस्य कृतवान भुविदत्ववादम सर्वेश्वरो हरिरीति प्रतिपादकं तम आनंदतीर्थमुनिवर्यं नमामि पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनुवे सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 माण्डुक्योपनिषदः शान्तिपाठः ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः यद्भद्रं पश्येमाक्षमिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति न क्षार्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Welcome friends. Last week, we discussed certain aspects, because while we were going through how, the entire Upanishad or even in our normal day-to-day life, we are looking for a development in us. Nichocha bhavam gataha, we said, we will have to realize our full potential for which we have been brought into this, and the goddess, the primordial power, whether you God or the higher power, supreme power, the people do have different propensity to call by the name, whether you call it Jesus or Allah or everything, whatever you consider them to be there. You've got masters in every respect of all the religions who have seen beyond the human life and they have transcended. So like Jalaluddin Rumi, because like Sufi saint, and whatever he has said is beyond, because it's something like Upanishadic concept. So, are you able to hear now? Are you able to hear? Is it audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me it is okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Upanishadic concepts. Basically, you wonder whether the Upanishads have almost been taken verbatim by other religions. So this is such a great thing. In this context only, this Upanishad has attracted lot of Western scholars. We have discussed already about Oppenheimer, Heisenberg, including Einstein, and other great scientists. Schrödinger, the one who has rather got the Nobel Prize for the quantum physics, certain aspects of the quantum physics. In 1926, he got the Nobel Prize. He has brought about it. So now we will try to go into find out what exactly, because we are going through the mantra number 7, which is giving the exquisite and elegant description of the Paramatma or the primordial power, and what is he, how he can be understood. That is what it says. But to understand, we will have to take the effect. We will have to take the effort in every possible way. So what is that how we can make an attempt, and how we have to understand ourselves. So from that point of view, we will be going through, this is the basic, because last 2 weeks, we are trying to build the basics. We are preparing ourselves. Like, unless the soil is prepared, unless soil is, rather brought to a level, then only you can plant and you can grow the farming. So we are trying to prepare ourselves to get the elegant and extraordinary knowledge ever given in any of the scriptures in the world. So that is what we have come to this. So coming to that, we will have to understand about ourselves. So that's why, because we have discussed earlier also, we have talked about on Carl Jung, Carl Gustav Jung, his name is there. He was a psychoanalyst, and he was one of the prime disciples of Sigmund Freud. In fact, they were working together. In fact, Sigmund Freud used to think, he is going to be my successor in every respect. But then Sigmund Freud was going in mostly into the psychological and physiological aspects, whereas the Carl Jung went into the philosophical aspects also. He got attracted by the Indian philosophy, particularly the Upanishads and all. He was trying to find, because how this, the psychological and analysis comes in symphony with the thoughts of Upanishad. He was so excited about that. So when he was doing that, he was interviewed. He was one of the outstanding psychoanalysts of his time. And all outstanding people used to be interviewed in BBC, I think once in a month. He was interviewed sometime before 1950s. So he was asked about the concept of God, because it is always very, very debatable, from the Western philosophy point of view, as well as a lot of scientific discoveries were there. What science has achieved, religion can never achieve. That was the one point of view they had at that point of time. Presumably so, religion has got a way to achieve, but everyone is not trained in that way, trained to think in that way. So perhaps, that debate was going on. It's a very healthy debate, because a lot of Western philosophers, they have also propounded, and if you see any of the Western philosophers, no one is less than anyone else. But only thing is, they were able to express in bombastic words. If for a normal common man like Wittgenstein or Immanuel Kant or Friedrich Nietzsche or René Descartes, if any of us, we try to read it, we maybe understand, because if we have heard something and someone has told us and we had a background to understand. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand. Whereas Upanishads, they have taken everyday experience. They have taken you as you are. That's why when Vivekananda went to US, after his talk in Chicago, when he established the Vedanta Institute of New York and all, wherever he went there, the first sentence he used to say, "If only you knew who you were." If only you knew who you were, in the sense whether we know about ourselves. See, if someone has to tell, because who you are, I can say my name so and so, I am coming from my place, my father and mother are so, that's what I will say. Because they are all the one which I have been trained to tell. And if you ask me, are you existing? And I know I am existing because what I am existing is I am able to know. And I am taken because I am talking to you, so I am existing. So you are talking to me, all of you are existing. This is the knowledge all of us we have. We know each one of us are existing because we have got the knowledge. So the knowledge is preceding to know that we are existing. Okay, if that is the knowledge, how this knowledge has come and what is the root cause of your existence? The most important root cause of existence, we are totally unaware, but it is very much there, that is our breath. The breath is there. It is nonchalantly keeping you thriving, but you never concentrate upon that. The breath is one, which makes you to feel that you are existing, and breath makes you to keep you existing. But we never bother about, because it is not coming into our awareness. Why it is not coming into our awareness? The laya center, to be aligned with the breath, we are not able to do that. That is why in meditation or anything like that, they say, you just observe your breath. They observe your breath. When the breath comes and goes, when you are in desperation, it goes in a particular frequency. And you will be gasping, if you are in some sort of, the urgency, desperation and all. And if you are happy, you will be very relaxed. I think your breath will be going at its own pace. You will not be knowing that and all. But either way, it is not something you are in control of breath. The breath is controlling you. So the breath is keeping you going. So that is why all our masters, all our yoga masters also, the spiritual masters also, they said pranayama. Why pranayama has been built into the regular ritual of Sandhya Vandana? even those who are not doing Sandhya Vandana, others also, they have been told you just do pranayama, Surya Namaskara in the morning. That is across. Anyone can do that. Why you do that? Then you are aware of your existence. I am existing, but I am not aligned with my existence. This is exactly what's being brought about. When the quantum physics, when it came, it was first propounded by Maxwell Planck, in 18th century, when he and subsequently, it gave in the 20th century, 19th century, and finally 20th century, the people got Nobel Prize. Even what Einstein has propounded is he has used the Maxwell theory when he was propounding the theory of relativity also. Basically, let us understand, because let us understand about our body, mind, because body, we have got brain, and we have got all the organs working with us, and the most important aspect, this prana, it is going about it, which we normally don't keep, we are not aware of. Trying to bring awareness, bring an awareness to your existence. When you are trying to be aware of your existence, then you have got the first step, get into your inward journey to heights, the potential to which you are entitled to which you are destined to, for which you are made of. Till such time we are not able to do it, we are being squandered away in the worldly things, we are dissipating our energy and all. We are prodigal son, we have still not come back to our native place. So we are all prodigal sons. Now we will have to be brought about to our nature, original being. This is what Upanishad tells. Upanishad doesn't tell anything extraordinary. What you are experiencing, what you are entertaining every moment, that is what it says. So in this context, we will try to bring, because let us understand one thing. Very often it is said, when any scientific achievement is done, we should not be childish enough to say, because our Vedas have already said, because now it has been proved and all. Vedas have said much more than that. So the scientific discovery is coming, proved and disproved time and again. But even after 100 or million years hence, there could be so many theories coming about. But all our scriptures have covered every aspect of it. So you don't have to limit yourself to the latest discoveries here and there. Don't try to trivialize yourself, linking, the scientific discovery we have already known. You have known much more than what it has discovered and what it has been disproved. So that feeling we have, so because that is why this greatest knowledge. It is timeless knowledge. It exists. Bhuta bhavatu bhavishyatiti. It is transcending all the times. So what does it say? But the quantum physics, every discovery helps us in understanding the greatest concept, the research craft. All our rishis have done in this Upanishad and brought it to us in a very simple language, without any bombastic language, very simple and easy to understand, like a sort of they have given it in a small formulas. Any child can understand. We have done like that. So when we have done what quantum physics says, it has proved, or it has come to our point of view, which the Upanishad have said. When we said, you are not this body, you are not this mind, brain, you are not this body, mind and intellect. This is what we have been discussing every time and again and all. What the quantum theory says is, every object, the minutest part of object is atom. The minutest of the atom consists of protons, neutrons and electrons. The electrons are the dynamic. If you want to see the electron in a microscope, you will not be able to see. It was assumed earlier. It was a spherical matter which will be revolving around the nucleus of an atom. That was it. But the quantum theory says, if you see the electron, it is not the spherical matter. It is a bundle of energy. It is in perpetual motion. It has got a vibration. It has got something, very important aspect. You will not be able to locate. So the proverb is, if you locate the electron, you can't gauge the speed. If you gauge the speed, you can't locate the electron. It is such a perpetual movement. It is also having a wave form. It is also wave. So to bring the concept differently, to stun us, what we are looking in our, the body and all, we are not the same matter. We are supposed to be form. We are supposed to be waves. If you see more distinctly, you are able to see, we are seeing in the three dimensions what the earth is able to give us, what we are able to perceive. We are in the three dimension. In the three dimension space which we are used to with our eyes, we are seeing the form. But we are beyond the form, even scientifically, as quantum theory has proved. We can also be taken as a wave. It depends upon how we have been looked upon us to. Because whether we are a matter or whether we are a wave. Before getting into that, we will just see we have got different emotions, different feelings, different disappointments, and we are going for the different happiness we are looking for, and all the life is looking for happiness, to live happily ever after. That is what the stories tell us, and we are also pursuing that. That ever after is like a horizon, horizon. It goes after that. Every time you reach, the ever after is afterwards another horizon. It takes you. That's how the world takes you. Jagrati. That is why you are in this world. We are made up of all atoms. We are basically having a DNA. We got RNA. We have got the cell. The cells have got RNA and DNA. Finally, they have got subsequent formations. All of them can be reduced into atoms. On an approximation, it can be questioned, because it's an approximation. It can be plus or minus 10-15%. That's what the scientists themselves are telling. We are made up of 7 followed by 27 ciphers. This is called nonillion. Nonillion is, because we know million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, septillion, and because it goes on like that, nonillion, because 7 followed by 27 zeros. So many atoms are in our body. So these atoms are having all electrons. They are continuously being in the motion. They are not static. No electron is static. When they are trying to work continuously, you are able to get that particular, you feel you are fully charged, everything. All of them have got a charge. Electron is having a charge, because electron is having a negative charge, proton has got positive charge. We have seen, this, because the charge is there. But what happens when you are having emotions? Suppose, you always have a disappointment feeling, and because, see, normally, I think you can hear anyone, because any our ladies or any our youngsters who are, very easily frustrated if they don't get what they want. It only happens to me. It doesn't happen to others. Yeah, I always, have this bad luck. And, for him it happens, it never happens to me. This type of, all negative thinking when you have, it has been scientifically, they have tried to analyze what has happened. Some of the atoms lose their electron. The electron, which can also go out of the entire spectrum of that atom. So when it goes out, it is called free radicals. So for free radicals, this is the medical term you might have heard if you have gone to your doctor or physician. Look, I am getting this, I am always feeling morose. Or, after you had some personal loss, or, your close family member has gone, some people are not able to take it. They are feeling, because then they said, no. Otherwise, you feel continuously, I have been having this problem last 10 years, indigestion. I am not able to sit, my knees are paining. I am likely to get arthritis. Even arthritis is not there. By your thinking, you are trying to invite it. Because they don't come. Without invitation, none of the disease come. Please be assured. No disease comes without your invitation. All of you are extending a red carpet welcome to all the diseases, then only they come. This is what I have also understood after getting it. See, after, losing the sight, you are doing the Surya Namaskaram, we say like that. It is like that. We all come to know that. So when this 7 followed by 27 zeros, 7 nonillion atoms when they are there, when we are continuously having, because the disease has come to me, small, you get a fever. So it is in these circumstances, then immediately you wonder, whether it could be COVID, or it could be dengue, or it could be something else. You think like that. But it may be a normal, which is happening to your physique in a particular way. By constantly working on your pranayama, you may be able to get rid of that. Because you are never concentrating on the life force which keeping you 24 by 7 all through the year, right from your birth till today, and it is going to keep you like that for some more time to come. But you are not bothered about it. So when you get all these things, they lose that electron, the free radicals gets formed. And they say the free radicals can be formed to such an extent, 6 followed by 27 zeros. 7 followed by 27 zero atoms are there. By constantly sort of embracing the disappointment, embracing the lack of feeling, embracing, that you are the only unlucky person in this world, taking everything together, you will be having free radicals to the extent of 6 followed by 27 zeros. Then what happens? You have already extended invitation to all the diseases, whatever you wanted to. They all come, and you are being educated in Google and all the hospitals every day, because we have got the experts on diabetic, experts on this, liver, experts on hypertension, and you will get the angioplasty, and you can get all those things. You are being always bombarded. So you have got all the information. So are ready to accept the diseases and the invite diseases. They come. But why I am telling is, last week we talked about super positivity. With the positivity and the super positivity, you can be an excellent being in this world, worth the body and mind, intellect, what the God has given to you. But you are not able to do it. This is exactly what happens. So once you have extended the invitation, now you will have to allow go. So what happens? They say ask you to take antioxidants. Antioxidants, is basically to, whenever you have a free radicals, to give you, to remove all those things and give you more energy and all. You say carrot as an antioxidant, you see, the other fruit, apple as antioxidant. You go on taking that like that, try to do that and all. What these antioxidants do? They are only giving an electron which goes out of your atom. Basically what happens is, electron doesn't go out like that. When you have a negative feeling, the atom gets agitated and the electron tries to grow out, and this atom without the electron tries to steal the electron from another atom. See, whatever your emotions are there, they are all being reflected in that. This is basically the chemistry, because whenever you do go for a positivity or a meditation, or you have a feeling, you are rewriting the chemistry of your body. So this is exactly in living. Jagritasthana, when we come, Jagritasthana, when we said, because Ekona Vimshati Mukhaha, when you are trying to do Vaishvanara, he gives you everything and all. What he wants you to take this super positive approach, so that you are able to get, with out of 6 followed by 27,000 zeros, atoms are there, 7 are followed by 27, of a 6 followed by 27 are free radicals. What type of a Jagritasthana you will get? In the waking world, you will not be able to get the knowledge or enjoy yourself, what God has destined you to enjoy. See, this is why the positivity is very important. In that only, because now the theory what it propounds, every matter is made up of matter and energy, waves and information. Matter, energy and wave. See, the human body is also like that. We are also matter and we are also waves. When we say, when I saw that Mahan, I got the vibration, that is the wave. That is the vibration. So more you convert yourself into a wave, that is by meditation, because the matter will be remaining as it is, whatever is there. But you consider into the highest vibration. That is by practice. That a constant practice. So what happens when you are doing it and all? So you are trying to have a positive thoughts. You are getting into this quantum meditation, quantum healing and all those things when they take. They ask you to just focus on your breath. And you just try to find yourself, in the total optimum peace, and trying to focus on your energy, because the divine power, which is coming from your heart, because we said, there only the Paramatma lives in Shushma Sharira, we said. So like concentrate on that, then generate the positive thoughts, positive aspirations. So when the positive aspiration develop, then you get everything, you almost become disease free. See, if you want to enjoy the Jagratasthana, waking world, unless you are disease free, unless your mind is not affected, the body is not affected, the intellect is not affected, then only you will be able to get that. And this, what happens, you are being made of same materials, which are all the materials there in the space also. Even the star dust, whatever is being talked about, even the supernova, whatever is talked about, the same elements are available in your body also. So because of that, you will be able to, your mind will be able to get the knowledge which the entire universe is having. You have got an indirect connection to the universe. Whether are you able to get the connection to that universe? This is what this mantra explains, how you have to get the Turiya. Turiya is the Paramatma who is, because as we have said, he is Isavachyam Idagam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. He is outside everywhere, he is inside also. How to connect? Because scientifically they have come to this particular conclusion. We are all having the same material, same wave is there. When you are more of a wave and less of a matter, what happens is you are getting into the frequency. When you are able to get into that frequency, you are able to connect. In fact, one of my speeches are there in Kenopanishad. I will just give the number of that particular speech. Healing harmonics, one particular speech is there. I think item number 16 or 17 in Kenopanishad I said. There we have talked about how the frequency affects. Because the entire body, what we are affected by is the sound as well as the light. The sound gets affected, because in that speech, we have talked about how at 111 hertz, when you are impacting the sound on even a corn powder, it forms a geometry. When you recite Om, the cornflower takes a very, very peculiar and beautiful geometric form. It has been proved how the sound has impact, because it has got the divine frequency in that. That's why when we say Om, it is a divine syllable. The Om, when you mention from your nabi to this, you get that frequency. As the cornflower forms the geometric form, you are getting into a beautiful geometric form of your own creation. You are a specific creation. You are a unique creation. You get the form which has been destined for you by the primordial power or superpower. That is the impact of the sun. See, ultrasound technology came later, but ultrasound, what it does, by sending the sound signals, it maps that particular organ and tries to bring out the deficiency or any sort of a malformation in that organ. The ultrasound they are able to recognize, or even because when the pregnant ladies they go for ultrafine and find how far the child has grown. That's what they say. The sound has got an impact. So the Om is such a great sound, mystic syllable. When you are when you are reciting every time, be it in your Sandhyavandanam or Mantram, it takes you to the Laya. You are into the life force and you are totally in tune with what you are ought to be. That is what we said, because we are all supposed to get this. This is happening there. So in that what happens is, if you are trying to develop positive emotions every day, you will not be disappointed any time. That is what last week we said. Maitri, Karuna, we talked about the 4 aspects. Maitri, Karuna and finally Upekshita we said. Because when you are having the friendliness, you got even a person who is repulsive. Because when he is interacting with you, you feel repulsive. But if you are trying to find what is the goodness in him, leave the rest. You will discard the rest. You take the positive in that. That is Upeksha. Once you are getting. And the other is joy. When you will continuously. That is the prime requirement in the sutra of Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam. This is what the Sutra 33 of Patanjali Yoga Sutra says. The prime requirement for getting into the dhyana and samadhi. So you have to be friendly, and first you will have to be friendly with you, your own body. The 7 followed by 27 zeros should not become 6 followed by 26 radicals, free radicals. You should have as much atoms as possible. You should not have. That will happen only you try to avoid disappointments, negative feelings, always be in positivity, think good of everything. See, what happens is, this is what we have been trained to do. When these 3 slokas, then they said, the 3 mantras, mantra 4, 5 and 6, what we have seen in the 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7. And in the first kanta, when they said Jagritasthana, Swapnasthana and Shushuptasthana, when we are doing it every day. But when we are doing every day, we will have to become a new version of ours. So you become an elevated version of yourself. You can't be a same carbon copy. You are not by Xerox copy every day. Why it is happening? Why I am becoming Xerox copy? Because every day I am getting 70,000 thoughts minimum. 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day and all. But 95% of them are repetitive. So you always feel, because you always have, if I take bath, with a little cold water, I will get cough and cold. Because you already determined, if you are going to take bath in cold water, you will get cough and cold. But why don't you take, if you go to North India, I think Prabhu will bear out and Shankar would have seen the Sardajis, in the winter early morning, 4 o'clock, see they have got, a very big hair to dry with all their bird and all. They take cold water and they go to Gurudwara to do service. Because they have been, it's not that God has not given a separate and super body to him. But that is how they have trained their mind. They are aligned with that. For us, because unless I am having hot water, I will take it and I will get cough. And if I don't take it, I will cold. I put all conditionalities around me. But once you are aligned with the life force, the pranayama, once you are aligned with only positive thoughts and no negative thoughts, and nothing can disappoint you. Assuming a person, because that's what they said, even if he is a person COVID infected also, he can come out very easily and all with this positive thoughts. If you say, it happened to him, because what happens, you have some, and you have been bombarded with so much of information in the same news channels and newspapers, this happened, that happened. One minister said, you have to have a social distance of 30 feet, not 6 feet. In between came all sort of things. And, then you will have to go out of the house. And you got a 1-bedroom flat, 30 feet is the length of it, and you will have to go out and if you want to maintain the social distance. Nothing is necessary. It is all here in the mind. This is where, finally we will have to take, this particular aspect of it. This is where exactly the Upanishad comes into being. You have that. So in the quantum field, when we are made of the same material, same thing and all, what happens is you store the information in every cell. Whenever you are having a negativity, and the negative information is stored in your cell. And every time, you are immersing in the same disappointment, and the memory gets stronger. So, and you are always ready to be disappointed. You are made to be ready. The disappointment is waiting for you to happen. You don't have to take a specific effort. That is why, see, because basically why, our elders have said, because nothing comes up, don't worry about it. Even if we think, how does this man know? If a old man says, I am a youngster, I want so much aspirations and I want to get this exam passed, I want to get this job, and if I don't get it and I get disappointed, don't worry, something else will come. This man has said, when I will get, so I see, likewise, you get it at that point of time. To avoid and to have a resilience to yourself, to go into a further, perhaps you are destined for much bigger than what you are looking for. That you totally forget. It is not the hope or anything like that. Your mind, like Napoleon, he never lost his mind. Even when he was sort of imprisoned, he behaved like a sort of emperor only. So he can't be put down. So that shows the strength of a man. In whatever be the circumstances, he will be like that. So that is what is required. That is why one of the root cause of all our diseases, and disappointment is a base of basically all these negative things. That information gets stored in all the cells. Cell has got an information point also. So because whenever you take any food, it gets converted into, it got a methane component one is there, and that gives the on off switch on every cell. When you are having a negative emotions, it gives that negative emotion switches on the cell. And you don't have to take any effort to be negative, or someone has to take a trouble of making you negative. You are already negative. No effort is required. But if you are a positive, the person, because all the Mahans or anyone who go to anyone, say you have got some problem, they will patiently listen. They will say everything will go off. Because they are trying to give you the same mindset so that you simply look into yourself, you will find the solution for yourself. That's why in any Sai Baba temple you go, there are only two words you can see. All of you may be remembering, because all of you must have gone to Sai Baba. What is the two words? Shraddha and Saburi. Shraddha is, have a Shraddha on your body. Be friendly. Maitri is you be friendly with others. Before that, be friendly with you. Be friendly with 7 followed by 20,000 atoms. Don't have free radicals. You being an extraordinary being, then you can be friendly with others. Have a compassion on you first. Don't have, because why should I have this? Because, if anything comes, it has come on your invitation. It will go when he said, Aditi Devo Baba, I think you have stayed for 3 days. I think your time is gone. Please go. You will have to tell that. And that also you will have to do the mind. Your mind has got such a power. But we have hardly used. And when you are looking for something, because when you are looking for something, which is not happening and all, with a positive thought, you always put that affirmation that I am looking for this, and this should happen. Because certainly, because once you are constantly looking for that, when you are becoming a new version of yourself every day. See, because Jagratastana, Swapnasthana, Sushuptasthana is not that every day eat, make merry, sleep and get up every day. Every day you have to evolve and elegantly come into a higher being. You are not the same person who was there yesterday. You are going to be a new person today. As you evolve every day, and you are a being, developing every day together. And that is what is your purpose. Nichocha bhavam gataha, when Madhvacharya said, that is what he had in mind. Every day you do that. When you are doing that, slowly, you come out that. Then we will say how we are going to this Jagrata Sthana. And you put your affirmation. And this affirmation, since we are made of the same materials, and the quantum physics has said, like the entire cosmos, entire, the supernova, everything on stardust, and they will also get the message. And you will put your signature of your thought onto that. It will listen to you, and it will enable you. It will put you all the conditions. It will put you into touch with the person who can help you. All those things will happen, but you will say, it is a coincidence. The coincidence is not coincidence. It is co-creating incidents. You have created that co-creating incident. No one is lucky. God doesn't choose. He has to be lucky. Because he has taken care of 7 followed by 29,000 zeros. And he had the positivity. He has not allowed any free radicals to come, lose their charge. And finally, he has affirmed himself and to the cosmic power to that. When you are doing that, you be rest assured, you will not be doing it for a selfish purpose. It will be for a grand purpose. Because when you are getting into that mode, whatever is happening to you, it will be happening to you, through you, it will be happening to so many other people as well. So that is what will happen. It is never a coincidence, and you are co-creating by your approach to the mind, approach to your body, and keeping it at bay. This happens how? When you are doing it, the cosmos listens. The one who has created the cosmos, one who has created you, one who has given this life power, breathe, which you are not carrying, unless you are purposely forced to do some pranayama by yourself or someone else does it. You are not keeping it, but finally it comes to that gets aligned, that laya. You gets that. So then finally you get into the being what you are to be. The universe gives whatever you deserve to be. Swasvav Yogyata, it will not give everyone everything else. And another thing, friends, whenever we are looking for, see, I am having a 3-bedroom flat. I think, because maybe some guest comes, I should have a 5-bedroom flat. It may be because it may be a genuine requirement. Every comfort, need not necessarily become a necessity. And every necessity, if you take it as a comfort, what you are having, that is the highest satisfaction what you can have. Whatever is necessary is available to you. That is the comfort you are having, have it. But when you are having even that also, when you are having, because I want to have this and all, when you are having that, you will be given. But the purpose, you will have a very great purpose behind that. You will not be just staying in, because you will be using it for some other grand purpose which you have designed. And you may try to form a trust and do so many things. And you said, time has not yet come, opportunity has not yet come. But once you have a mindset, the time has come right now. The opportunity has come right now. You will do whatever you want. Whether you want to do some sort of service to someone or advice to someone, or whether you want to create, some sort of a people who are financially struggling, you want to create something for that. Anything you do, or even anything for yourself, through that, so many people can benefit. It will all happen. Once you put your signature into your positive thoughts and send it to the cosmos will give you all the enabling factors. The person whom you never thought you would ever meet will come into you, and he will say, because I am doing this, I would have helped you had you told me, and he will give you all the way out. This is all will happen. This entire thing happens. This is what Jagrata Sthana. There's 3 stages what we do. Every day when we do the Jagrata Sthana, Swapna Sthana and Sushupta Sthana, when we go in all these stages, every day we bring a new version of ourselves. Finally what happens? You get into your mode. The super mode. When you are in the Sushupta Sthana, where you are almost in Anandamaya, only thing is you have got the absence of knowledge. That is the only thing differentiate between you and the closeness to the God. And that is the Laya center. So with the constant evolution, the constant becoming that, once you have reached the highest pinnacle of your evolution, you cross that Laya center. You cross that Laya center, what happens? It is all, because first you are in the mental state, what is this entire world state. From mental state, you get into the astral state. So far in mental state, and then you are in a dream state, and then you are in a deep sleep state, and then you will get into astral state, this cosmic state. And the cosmic state, the body, mind and intellect will not mean anything to you. You have transcended. So once you have transcended, once you cross the Laya center, and there also you have got all the 3 states. The Jagrata Sthana, Swapna Sthana and Sushupta Sthana. Once you have reached, because you have got nothing to aspire for. When you are evolving every day yourself with a new version, finally you will be devoid of any desires. Because you have got nothing to desire for. You are nothing to be, you are, everything is, whatever has come, you are happy and nothing to go for. Anything like that, you have got all your 7 followed by 27 zeros are absolutely in fine state. And then you got into this Laya state, in 3rd state, that towards the 4th state, Chatushpata, Turiya, what we are talking about. Ekatmya Pratyaya Saram, Eka Atmaya Pratyaya Saram, which that is the mantra we discussed. But he is the one, who is the only person who is having the highest knowledge. And he has got the essence of all the knowledge. You will be in the proximate of that person. You are in the proximity of that person. You are into the world of that person. Because you are able to get the mukti. What we call as mukti is that stage. When that Jagrata Sthana is there, when you reach, because in the worldly thing, you have done, you all enjoyed and everything and all, you evolved. Assuming you evolved to such an extent, finally you have crossed the Laya center and you have gone to that. There also these 3 stages are there. There, first Jagrata Sthana, you don't have anything, because you don't have any sense, bodily senses. You don't have any mind to aspire for. You don't have any intellect to search for a strategy and all. Everything is there. What happens? You becomes Adi Samanya. Adi Samanya in the sense you become almost as the primordial power, closer to him. You have got nothing. You have got what you will do is Adisamanya, and you are also Aptisamanya. Apti is desire. You don't have to nothing to look for. Are you able to hear? Any problem? Audibility is okay?
Okay.
Adisamanya, when you have both, what happens is you reach the level, you get, because the Ganesha, the Pranava, he also did this particular set of, he has gone through this entire Samadhi state, called this Pranavatva. He has become Pranava by doing this exercise, and he got it. He got the final primordial power, because that's why Ganesha we always take in the first. The Pranava, he is the one who got that, the entire, the mystic syllables, Om's essence of it. He got that. So once you do that, you almost become, because like Mahaperiyava or Raghavendra Swami, people are Shirdi Sai Baba. When you go there, what he does, he makes your mental makeup in such a way that is conducive for you to get what you want. He can't take, he can't materialize somewhere in like a magic and give. Magic doesn't have a logic. He gives you. And once he gives that mindset, then you are able to give. At that point of time, what happens? You become such an elevated soul. You are capable of giving, those who are approaching, those who are interacting with you, the similar power, all these Shirdi Sai Babas, you may not be that level, but at least they will get the positivity. They will try to work towards the 7 followed by 27 zeros are in proper state. And they will be able to get the new version of theirs every day. They will become disease free. Ekatmiya Pratyaya Saram. You have got that essence of that Ekatmiya. You bring that. You get that. Jagrata Sthana. When the dream state is there, once you have got that, you elevate every person. That is Utkarsha. See, once you become a new version of yourself, you are elevating yourself. All these things are piddly little things. You will not be happy with all these things. You are at a stage, I think, this has got no matter, and in fact, you will not be thinking about any of these things. Even the persons with whom you are interacting, they will also be getting that Utkarsha and Ubhayatva. Because they will not be misjudging things. They know, yes, what is happening is correct. They will also be able to get a new version of themselves. As Bhakti Sharma, I think in the last week I quoted, like she was looking for a new version of herself when she was swimming or not swimming, and even she was on the shores. Likewise, you will get it, and you will be able to elevate so many people. Utkarsha Ubhayatva. And then you come into the Sushupta Sthana, then Manasamana and Layasamana. You almost become, the absence of knowledge goes off, which was there in Sushupta Sthana. In the astral state, Sushupta Sthana, that Manasamanya, and you have got nothing to do, you have given the mind to him, the highest power. You have got nothing, no thought there, thought free. Which is, of course, because we will not be able to imagine the current circumstances, because the possibility. The Upanishad tells you the possibility. And once you, that Manasamana and Layasamana, you get it, you are as close. In fact, you are getting the same qualities that the primordial power wants you to have. Of course, he is the creator and he does everything and all. And we are at that, because that is the Mukti stage. That Mukti stage, what happens is, when the Manasamana and Layasamana is there, even when you are into this world, when you come out of the Laya center back again, the Sushupta Sthana, it's again, like a seedling stage. And because in the Sushupta Sthana, it's like a seed. Again, you grow into the waking stage and you come to the dream stage. It goes on. Once you are elevated, once you cross the Laya center, there is no seed, nothing. You have got, your flourish. And you will always be having the Manasamanya and Layasamanya. Always you will be aware of this breath, and you will be aware of his presence every time. And you will be full of positivity only, nothing else. That is what, because Jivan Mukta they call it. Jivan Mukta is a debatable point. When you are alive in this world, you are become a Mukta. You don't have anything to do for anything like that. And Videha Mukta is when you have to leave the body necessarily. Then only you will get. This Ekatmiya Pratyaya Sharam comes. In this, we have come to know, to realize Nothing is impossible for us. We are an extraordinary being. We are a divine being. We have got everything to go for. And in fact, we can be disease free. You do not have to bother about so many of your sort of, the treatments and other things and all. With the utmost positivity and the pranayama, you will become a soul worth the name for which you have been created for, and for what, because you are deserved to get it, you are destined to get it, you have been created for that. Nichocha bhavam gataha. That is what, when it comes, what happens? Prapanchopashamam. Next word says, Prapanchopashamam is this prapancha is this entire world. The entire world is the one which has been occupied by the Ishavashyam Idagam Sarvam. Everywhere he is there. Wherever you go there, you can't locate a place where you can do without his knowledge. There is not even a pin drop in this entire cosmos, everywhere and all. Everywhere he is there and he is inside you. You have attempted to come align with him in this cosmic power, so that your cosmic gives whatever it is, because you have got a separate signature, you have got an insignia. See, all of us, if you see on the 8 billion entire people, all of us left thumb impression is different. The left thumb impression cannot be same one with other, even there is no coincidence. That is why even that has been taken to be the final proof of a being. Whether you have a passport and a left thumb impression cannot be changed for any being. That has come with us and it will go with us. It is unique for us. It is a signature for us. But from the thought, when you give that great signature to cosmos, you are able to do that. When you are able to do that, and when you are able to have full positivity, and when you are able to avoid any free radicals in your body, and when you always think, even if some discomfort or disease is there, you feel already you have been cured. 7 followed by 27 zeros are in perfect conditions, you will not feel you have got any, and it would have already gone. You invited with a red carpet and you said, now Atiti Devo Bhava, your time is over and you can go, it would have gone. This is what, and then you don't have to worry about it. Wealth, health, happiness and all, they are all state of minds. They are not the one physical beings, they are the emotional fulfillment. Emotional intelligence is nothing but emotional fulfillment. If you are able to have the fulfillment all through, you don't have to worry about it. Whether you have got 1 crore in the bank account or 10 crore in the bank account, it will only be in the bank. But you are having that amount is the emotional fulfillment you are having. The next emotional fulfillment is how to better utilize it for a great purpose. That is how, because the fulfillment comes from there. It is not the physical availability of wealth or physical availability of resources which is going to keep you happy. And once you have a bank account, then you have to worry about it. I have to keep it. I will have to put all security around. And no one should, digitally I should be safe. All those things. Like a house, you keep, my house is there. Now I have to see who is coming, who is watching, and who is nothing. You got the emotional fulfillment. It will be taken care of yourself. You don't have to have a negative feeling. You have sent the entire signature to cosmos and you have got such a positivity. You don't have to worry about that. With that positivity, as Shankaracharya has said, no pain or nothing will affect you. You are a super Teflon. Because you are so positive. This is exactly what it is. Once you get into that Laya center and all, repetitively by practice when you do it, finally when you are into the vicinity of Ekatmya Pratyaya Saram, that is the Turiya stage. The Turiya stage is nothing but constant fulfillment, constant awareness, and because you don't have any desire left, and you don't have any sort of action left, everything and all, because whatever is happening will be happening as a matter of fact. You don't have to invite for anything like that. This is exactly this particular mantra said, and this possibly will help us to live in this world as much as possible. And not only that, we don't have to worry about any of the discomforts or possible things happening. There could be a third wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave, whatever wave may be. You will be like, what they have called upekshaya. You will not be imperturbable. Once you have the Maitri, Karunya and upekshaya, Maitri, Karunya, Mudita and upekshanam, you will be imperturbable. You will not be bothered. It will come and go. And because once this bhava is there with so many people, even the third or fourth wave will not happen at all. So with this, the positivity we'll have to have. The super positivity is very important, and this is where, by which we will be able to cross the Laya center, and all the Jagrutasthana, Swapnasthana, Sushuptasthana is a means for us to evolve every day. Every morning when you see your face in the mirror, you have to see a new face with a brightness, new enlightened person. You are in line with the velocity of the light, 1,86,000 kilometers. You are beyond the time and space. This is the quantum says, you are such a being, and you try to understand your being, and that is what it takes. And it also helps us to getting into this. And friends, I think with this, today I will try to keep some time for the meditation which I promised, which possibly I think you will be able to realize bit of whatever we discussed, in some way you will be able to make it. I think just within a minute, I will arrange for that. So we will be going for that, because I will just give the exact number of the speech, the session we had in Kenopanishad, the harmonic healing, one session is there. If you go to the website, you will see that. There we have talked extensively on the harmonic healing, how even a cancer patient get cured of the entire the affliction, and how you can be back to that the state of normal being. So this is what we have seen that, and presumably I think that will help you. Are you able to hear? Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and keep your concentration on your breathing in and breathing out. Don't do anything extraordinary. Do simple breathing. Just observe the life force is getting into the great body, divine body, the extraordinary body. You got divinity pervading all through your cells of the body. At 7 followed by 27,000 atoms in your body is fully charged. And that charge is going to take you, elevate you to extraordinary situations. Whatever discomfort you had, whatever diseases you thought you were having, everything will vanish. And you are going to have positivity. You are not going to think anything negative. Even to the person who is repulsive, who is disliked or anything like that. And you are not a father to your children now, nor you are a husband to your wife, nor son to your parents, nor friends to your anyone else. You are a super being. You are into the quantum field. You are in line with the supernova. You are into the same substance in all the elements which are also in you. You are in communion with them. You are getting into that mode. You are putting your signature and you are putting your affirmation. What is supposed to be good for everyone in this world will happen through you. And you are going to be the agent through which you are going to be elevated, you are going to have a full fine body, be disease free, and you are going to be one of the wonderful beings which people can take help of, which people can look up to, and you will elevate further yourself. And you are going to remain like this, and day on and day off, you are working on that. Every day you are going to be a new version. When the primordial power, the Om, it comes, it is coming at a frequency, it is touching every cell, it removes all the negative messages, information, it is giving you to the positive information, it is putting you into your cell, and the cell is putting you into the DNA and neocortex. Your brain is fully active. You are going to open new paths in your entire billion neurons. That is going to keep you elevated. You are going to be aware of your divine self, not only through the day, the times to come by. And as you proceed And this is not going to be even the beginning, not even the end of the beginning. It is just the beginning. This great beginning is going you to propel to the phenomenal things. Age is no bar. Even at this age, you can be achiever of your dreams for the good of yourself, for the good of humanity, for good of the society. And you are going to remain, you are not going to be affected by any negativity, and you are going to transcend, radiate this positivity all through every person. Even at this moment, you are sending the positivity, your siblings, your children, your relatives, your friends, your society at large nearby you, and they are also going to get the vibration through you. And this vibration is nothing but the greatest contribution of the mystic syllable Om. Om Ekakaksharam. This Aksharam, it is Bhuta Bhavit Bhavishyati. It is transcending the past, it is transcending the present, it is transcending the future. The past was history, future is mystery, today is a great gift. And this gift we are going to accept with full heart, and we are going to accept with open heart. We are going to embrace it. We are going to express our gratitude to the Almighty, not only to the Almighty, to every person, right from our childhood, right from our primary school, right from our high school, right from our college, right from our professional life, those who have contributed, those friends who have come in time to help us, those people who have given us the right guidance at the right point of time. It's all going to be the great beginning and the great gift through us. We request the five moment, the Almighty, the Om, the Paramatma, to give it to all people around, whoever is with you, whoever is interacting with you, whoever is your part of family, whoever is part of your circle, whoever whom you think you may still be in touch with, whoever you may be meeting them in future. Let this positive energy go to everyone. Friends, be it in that wonderful state till such time when this Om has pervaded every nucleus of your body, every atom of your body, every electron of your body, and you don't have any free radicals. You are extraordinary being. You have gone to the height which you have never experienced, and you are going to keep this state till such time you are going to do the meditation, till such time you are going to do it every day. Every day you are going to be the great being, and every moment you are going to be the great being. For that we need the gratitude, we need the help, grace of the great mystic syllable Om, this great God. And we require the cosmos to give us, afford us the entire energy, opportunity, and every moment to be blissful. Let it be blissful to us. Let it be blissful to everyone who is interacting with us. Let it be blissful to the whole world. Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Slowly keep your eyes closed. Be comfortable. And as you slowly come to your awareness, to be concentrating on your breathing in and breathing out in a normal rhythm and space, and slowly till I count 10, you be in the state. After I count 10, slowly rub both your hands and keep rubbing your hands, and then slowly take it to your eyes. I will tell you when it has to take up. I will just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly rub your hands. Take it to your heart first, and then take it to your wonderful eyes, which has helped you to see everything. Keep it till such time you feel warm and comfortable. Then slowly open your eyes. Just have a minute of somnolent silence before you come out to your being. Yes, friends, you can just tell me your experience, and would you like to have it, and how we will like to have it. If possible, if divine gratitude, with the divine will and grace, if possible, we may find an opportunity to have it done every day also. I would just look forward to your open-hearted comments and suggestions, please. How did you feel?
The first time I have done this, I feel different. Generally, as you were mentioning today, whatever that happens is for good always.
Correct.
So that attitude somehow we have developed, both of us, both me and Banu, both. But whatever happens, it can be a good thing for a moment or a bad thing for a moment. But if that happens,
it will all transform. It appears to be bad, but it may be good for you, because the experience is not what happens, what you learn from that.
So our God has been kind. That experience, that observation has helped us to tide over many things.
Yes, Shankar or Padmanabhan sir, you can tell.
Yeah, it is, of course, these type of things I underwent earlier, attending some training classes during that time. Of course, it is long ago. I have not practiced, but it is a good experience.
Because you should feel little rejuvenated, or at least you should be able to focus. The focus would be better.
Yes.
Krishnan sir, I think you are the senior person. You can tell us, to guide us.
Yes,
No.
I'm not Krishna sir.
Sir, volume. It's okay. Tell me, sir.
Says when we are following daily, we are doing it for about 12 minutes.
This is. Yes, Shankar, anything?
Yeah, feeling definitely blessed, and something that's maybe very relaxed in the mind. There's a lot of calmness comes to the mind. Otherwise, your mind is full of active thoughts and so many, I think it puts the mind to a lot of calmness.
Basically, I think it will give you focus, and if if the subject is heavy, also it will makes you light, and because then you are it is a sample of what the Upanishad says. Possibly we can just look for. It may not be a complete experience because there are masters, so many masters who are working on so many meditative techniques. But this is normal course of time. We will do that. And Narayan, could you able to do it? Mr. Narayanan?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Narayanan, are you able to hear?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You have to unmute.
This is the first time I have experienced this.
How do you feel?
First time I have experienced this. I feel blessed. And I think we should practice it continuously. And I was able to think into your focus to your point.
Oh,
This session.
yeah.
A good one. I think we should make a habit of doing it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, with this, because it is just a sample, and in fact, every week, we will try to have 5 minutes of this. And because, this is better to practice every day. And today, the hertz I used is 528 hertz. See, 528 hertz in Y, and it is also 528 hertz in the ascendants and 111 hertz in the descendants. When it does, it just take away all the negativities. And not only that, it puts the calmness into all the cells, all the being and all. And more, because the only thing you have to focus on, anything is only your breath, normal breath. You don't have to do extraordinary effort. It is just breathing. You just breathe in and breathe out in the same rhythmic. The rhythm should be there. You should not, do with a specific effort. You should normally what you are sitting in the same position. It should be there. It will give a lot of things. Not only that, it is supposed to have provided, curative for a lot of diseases also. We will do in the next class also.
Okay.
Presumably, the best thing is to do every day, with the depending upon, because how it comes. Maybe that from Vijayadashmi day onwards, presumably it is supposed to do best in the morning. I will try to find out, what is the best time, because someone has got a coffee time of 7, someone has got 6:30 and all. So it is better to have, you can have some liquid, but some gap should be there. Presumably 6 and 6:30 early morning, because if it could be done, and because I will design something like that, then because a lot of people down south also asking for that. So we may be starting from this Vijayadashami day. Every day it is not only a meditation, it will be a 15 minutes meditation, and it will be increased slowly. But with that, because certain great scriptures, great thoughts, which is not only there in Upanishad. We will do that, and with the feedback and the suggestions, you can be open to give any suggestions. After all, we are all learning, and I have experienced somewhere something. I am trying to share it with you, and as we share, as we go about, we will do as much as possible. And if you find this experience useful, and it will be useful, there is no way it can't be useful.
No doubt about that.
You can on your own try to do it, every day, at least for 15 minutes every day, 10 to 15 minutes. You try to do it, but we will make it into a sort of a regimen, maybe from this Vijayadashami day.
Yes.
We will try to do that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Tremendous session.
Thank you. I think this is
Wonderful session, Ram.
Yes, Shankar. Thank you. And one suggestion, you can also ask your family members to participate, during, they may be listening, and to participate in that.
Child in my family.
Because that's good for them.
Lot in it for me.
Sure. Thank you everybody for this wonderful experience.
Ramchandra, encouragement, that is the main thing necessary now. 101 reasons I have excuses not to do this.
No, that's why I thought, we will fix up a time in the morning, we do it, because what happens, you also get collectively when you do it, you are in unison with the sort of, the common thought. you are unison in touch with the cosmos. So we will put the things in such a way, because you have to be in touch with the cosmic. See, we are cosmic is trying to get in touch with us. It is trying to provide us, but we are not taking it. Like, as we are inviting the diseases and negative thoughts, cosmic is willing to provide all the goods. For that we are preparing ourselves. That is exactly what we are trying to do, and hopefully it's good. Thank you very much, everybody. I think having participated and given your time.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
I think one of the very good discussion, and I think somewhere we will definitely gain much.
yeah, I think it's not only we are discussing Upanishads, little bit we are trying to imbibe, personally also.
Correct.
That's what it is. Thank you.
Okay.
So, thank you, everybody. I think we will close the session today, and next week we will do it. And presumably, depending upon suggestions and other things, we will try to start on a morning, because whichever is presumably 6 or 6:30, whatever it is. So 6 is better, because so that all of you will be, once you start the day with such a positive thoughts, the day you will be able to derive yourself into a new version, and you will be able to take every day into a new sort of a being, and every day will be wonderful for all of us. We can do that. With this, I will try to close this today's proceedings. Thank you everyone once again. My great gratitude to all of you.
Thank you.
With this, I will do that.
What a closing mantra.
Yeah. Sahanavavatu, sahanau bunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahaihi, तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विश्विदावहैः. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you, everybody. Sarvam Krishnamayam Krishnarpanamastु.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Simply brilliant.
Okay, looking for
Yeah.